The Journey Continues, a memoir of choosing life by Barbara. Chapter 1. When Giving Up Felt Logical. 5 months before her new beginning, Barbara was dying. Not in a poetic or figurative way, but in a medical sense that left little room for hope. A tumor, once ignored as just another burden to carry, had grown to the size of a basketball. It hung between her legs and changed the way she moved, side to side, like a ship fighting the tide. Every step carried the risk of falling. Standing became torture. Walking was nearly impossible. Even showering, once a private refuge, required a helper. The woman who had once hiked mountains and danced through life now needed her husband Ron to wash her skin, reach the places she couldn't, and dress her with hands that tried to hide the hurt in his heart. Her breath came shallow. Her days grew shorter. Her world shrank to the boundaries of her home, and eventually the walls of her bedroom. Hope became a memory instead of a companion. Barbara faced the truth the only way she knew how, boldly and with finality. She sat her 4 children down and told them what she believed they needed to hear. "Don't bring me back," she said. "If I go, let me go." Her DNR was signed, her final wishes documented. No machines, no interventions, no last-minute heroics to prolong suffering. She requested cremation, no coffin, no marker placed above her to silently judge her life or body. She imagined a headstone reading, "Here lies the woman who never figured out how to live." She refused to let that be her legacy. If she was to leave this world, she wanted her ashes carried to Maine, her home, scattered into the ocean, or released into the mist of a roaring waterfall. She believed that might be the only way she would ever reach those sacred places again. Instead of planning for birthdays or summers or dreams, she planned her absence. She carefully chose who would receive each ring and trinket. She appointed which child would make decisions on her behalf. The only future she could see was the kind people spoke about in past tense. Barbara has never been alone in the way the world measures loneliness. From her earliest memory, in the midst of childhood harm and fear, she developed a relationship with someone she could not see. Some would call this presence God. Others would name him Jesus. Many would call him a guardian or a higher power. Barbara simply called him friend. He spoke to her in the silent places of her heart. He explained the unexplainable. He soothed pain adults didn't see. He taught her about hope when the world around her offered none. Perhaps this friend was divine. Perhaps he was a voice of survival. It didn't matter which. He stayed. Even when Barbara stopped believing in herself, he never stopped believing in her. And when she accepted death as a reasonable conclusion, he whispered to her one quiet word that changed everything. Trust. Trust that there was still a path. Trust in healing. Trust that the story wasn't finished. She made a promise. "This time I will fight. Walk with me." The miracle didn't come through doctors, medications, or procedures. It arrived through a YouTube recommendation. A man named Bill Knotts in Alaska appeared on her screen. Vulnerable, determined, losing weight against all odds. His joy radiated through every pound lost. He worked toward a reward at 350 pounds, a guitar. His fight stirred something within her. Named Carrie Mann, with the Homestead How channel, also shared raw truth about healing and the carnivore lifestyle. These strangers didn't know Barbara. They didn't know she was slipping away. They simply told their stories, and that was enough. Even when Barbara stopped watching them during the depths of depression, the seed they planted did not die. One day she clicked again. She watched Bill break under 400 pounds. She watched him smile. She watched him refuse defeat. And a spark lit inside her chest. Her friend whispered again, "This journey isn't over. Get back up." So she did. Healing came through a path she once doubted. Beef, bacon, butter, eggs, salt, electrolytes, water. What she once called a diet, she now understood as a way of healing. She stopped eating to comfort herself. She started eating to save herself. Her body responded with urgency. The tumor shrank from a basketball to a softball. Strength returned to her legs. She stood longer. She walked farther. She reclaimed her own bath. She stepped outside into the world again. The scale revealed what her heart already knew. 283 pounds, 282.8 if one wanted to celebrate every decimal. She was below the number she'd reached before quitting the year prior. What took almost 12 months to gain back took only 5 months to remove. And this time, she understood the journey. Healing was not a straight line. Weight would go up and down. Inflammation would flare and calm. The scale was a noisy observer, but not the judge of her success. So she asked a new question. How do I feel? The answer for the first time in years was hopeful. Her children had witnessed her at rock bottom. They cried with her, encouraged her, and watched life slip from their mother's eyes. Now they observed something unfamiliar, life returning. Her husband Ron struggled to grasp the changes. His stroke altered how his mind processed food and health. The concept of a carb refused to register, no matter how many times she explained it. He wanted her to enjoy meals the way they used to, loaded with the comfort food she now understood had been silently killing her. One evening, she proudly prepared steaks, bacon, and eggs, a meal that fueled her healing. She announced it like a celebration. He frowned. "I want mine smothered," he insisted. He didn't realize those words cut. He didn't understand why she couldn't just eat what he wanted to. His confusion made him feel like he was failing her. But then came a moment that erased all doubt. He placed his hand gently on her belly, where swelling once stretched painfully outward, and felt the new dip forming there. He smiled, touched the indentation, and managed 3 perfect words. "You're getting empty." The emotion hit her like light breaking through the darkest room. He couldn't always find the right words, but these were exactly right. She carried that sentence like a medal. It was proof. It was love made visible. It was healing he could feel beneath his fingertips. Barbara started a YouTube channel to keep herself accountable. What she found instead was something far more powerful: a community, a network of fighters and believers, people choosing healing in a world that encourages giving up, strangers rooting for her every step, friends who understood the road because they were walking their own version of it. She realized something Bill and Carrie understood from the beginning: stories save lives. Not everyone who hears your voice will comment. Not everyone who watches your journey will celebrate out loud. But someone, somewhere, is watching quietly, just as she once watched from the shadows. Someone is hurting. Someone sees no escape. Someone believes they are next in line for the grave. And they will see her, walking again, living again, refusing death. And they will believe in themselves, too. Every life matters. Every story has a purpose. Every victory plants hope. Barbara's dream remains unchanged, but the meaning has transformed. She will go to Maine. She will stand barefoot in the sand. She will walk the shoreline. She will breathe in the air that once felt like a stolen privilege. She will feel the waves roll over her feet, alive. Not as ashes, not as a memory scattered on someone else's behalf, not as proof that she left too soon. Her footprints will mark her presence, not her absence. She smiles and says, "This time is my time." No doubt, no fear, no going back. Her friend walks beside her. Her family sees her rising. Her community cheers her forward. Her heroes showed her the way. Barbara once planned her death. Now she plans her life. She once imagined her final chapter. Now she is writing a new book. She chooses life. Every morning, every meal, every step. The journey didn't end. It restarted, and it continues, beautifully, bravely, with eyes forward and hope restored. This is not just Barbara's story. Healing is a journey many are walking. People lift one another. They encourage one another. They fight for today so they can celebrate tomorrow. Together strong means one day at a time, one meal at a time, one step at a time. To every person who has cheered, encouraged, and believed, your voices restored hope when hope felt impossible. As this journey continues, we walk forward as a community with compassion, respect, and unshakable belief. The journey continues for all of us, together strong.